Education through alternative learning pathways as soon as possible must also be a top priority right now to ensure the interruption to education is as limited as possible. We have a caller, Mr. Sharma online, who is also a writer, is here to share some of his ideas with us. Mr. Sharma, can you hear me? Yeah, thank you so much for joining with us today, sir. My first my first question to you is, how do you actually look at the educational scenario right now in the wake of COVID-19?
And so we cannot put our children into risk. So the educational system, the educationists and the government also, they are planning to initiate a kind of alternative in the form of online teaching. But there is a talk going on whether this online teaching suits the Indian education system, because we have got our grounding in traditional values and elements, and so how far it would really generate the results which we are expecting. So do you agree, Hanisha, that since we are grounded in the traditional system, online system may be fascinating, but it has got its own impact, isn't it? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me, Hanisha?
Yeah, Mr. Sharma, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So exactly as you've rightly pointed out, online education system is not as good as the traditional education system, but it's on par with it. Obviously, there are the pros and cons of it. As a we so I also wanted to know, if is the online teaching how in long term, what are its impacts? As we can see, many of the schools have already started, and they've started teaching online as well now. So is the online teaching a viable alternative in the present corona situation?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question which I would like to answer. The thing is, the online system is only a makeshift arrangement which could serve the children in the hour of crisis only.
Right.
Because the online education has got its own, as you said, its own pros and cons. And the real positive element about the online system is that anybody from anywhere can have some access to the education and knowledge dissemination.
Right.
But the other part is that the educational system as a whole is based on the teacher-student relationship. The right relationship between teacher and student alone determines how much knowledge is being transmitted from the teacher to the students. That's a very critical element as far as education is concerned, because the picture of the very personification of the teacher plays a vital role in the minds of the person, minds of the child who is really receiving the education from the teacher. That impact is really tremendous. So in the presence of the teacher, whatever the learning the child takes in will remain there forever.
Right.
Unlike the online teaching, where there is no contact, personal contact with the teacher is somewhere else, and the student is placed in a different setting, surroundings of its own.
Right.
So we do not know how far the child would grasp the knowledge. And the other thing is, the affordability of the online education is a factor which really outweighs its, making it for everyone, because online education demands so many other electronic gadgets along with it.
Right.
The presence of the Wi-Fi and other things are mandatory for it to operate. So how far and how many parents could afford all these things to their children is a very big question, because ours is only a developing economy, and here so many inputs are needed for the parent to present all these things to its child. And there is also a kind of talk going on that with the implementation of the online education, there will be lack of discipline in the minds of the student also. Because once in the classroom, he will be under the able observation of the teacher.
Right.
So he cannot have his movements as he wishes to. He will have a restricted freedom wherein all his senses are controlled and they are directed on the knowledge which is being imparted.
Right.
But in the case of the online system, there is no scope for all these things, isn't it?
Right.
Because the child is in its own place, it enjoys a lot of freedom and sometimes it may apply its mind on the subject or not. There is no one to correct it, cross-check it, or to put him on the right track. So there the knowledge transfer has got a lag. And one more thing also, the child when it is before a system for long develops so many other things, complications. Of late, we are seeing in the society that due to the environmental pollution, even the small children are also wearing spectacles,
Right.
which is not the scenario earlier.
Yeah.
Only elder ones used to wear specs, but now wearing specs has become quite common among this generation because so many other pollutants have crept in, forcing the child to have such blurred vision or squint vision, and so many other eye disorders are coming into the children very quickly in their life,
Right.
necessitating them to wear specs. So, if they are strained further, looking through the electronic gadgets, definitely they will receive the radiation. And not only that, their eyes will be strained by their constant gaze upon that. So both ways, it will be a trouble for the child, physically as well as mentally. So educationists worldwide have got a divided opinion regarding this implementation of the online education. Because education is a natural process wherein like water it flows from the teacher to the student. Then only the student will grasp the education conceptually, and
Right.
that stays in his heart forever, and it will guide him in transforming himself into a worthy citizen also. Because along with the textbook education, along with the textual knowledge, the teacher now and then imparts him the moral discipline and also the civic sense and even other elements which are required for an integrated development of the individual. So all these inputs are being lost in the case of online education.
Right.
There only what is given in the textbook is explained, analyzed and brought about to the student, but all the other elements which really matter the most as the child grows into a very big person in personality, they are really lacking. That's why the educationists worldwide are having, they are two-minded because the online education might serve the purpose of transferring only the letter, but not the spirit of the education. That is the thing, Hanisha.
Right, right. Also, Mr. Sharma, I would like to also, as you've explained so much, could you give us like possible suggestions that we can avoid during online teaching, because children's eyes, students' eyes get strained, especially in younger children. In Karnataka, the government has released a statement saying until 6th standard or 5th standard, students are not allowed for online teaching. So why can't the rest of the country follow it? What is it that we can do from our end to make sure that students are less affected by this, both psychologically and physically?
Yeah, that's a wonderful suggestion, Anisha. Because in the Karnataka government has, I believe, has taken the right decision because
Right.
the children below the 5th standard, they are not entitled for this online education.
Right.
They are in the case of development, their growth and other things are conditioned. They are very delicate.
Right.
So you cannot press such people into this online education, which is really very straining, even for the elders. Not to speak of such 1 to 5th standard or primary education students. So this same thing could well spread to the other states also. That will be a wonderful occasion because India is a vast country spread out with different cultures, traditions and ways of living. So everywhere the online education does not suit every state. even that has to be the geographical distribution of our country has to be taken into consideration. Economic viability has to be taken into consideration. Socio-cultural elements have to be taken into consideration. And the real impact of gaining the education through online system needs to be discussed about. So all these things need to be analyzed. The central government, the UGC, and as also the NCERT, ICSE and CBSE boards have to sit together. They have to check out a plan and they have to start this online education from my point of view from 7th grade onwards.
Right.
That will be the ideal age level for the students to get attuned to the online education, Anisha.
Right. Also, Mr. Sharma, what is the place of a school as an institution in the evolutionary development of children into a full-fledged individual?
School plays a major role, Hanisha, because school as an institution is really a wonderful thing because
Right.
it has got the magic effect of we admit our child who is not open to the world into the school and he comes out as a full-fledged individual capable of taking up the challenges of the world before him. So much of transformation is happening in the school. In the school, actually, he is open for the first time to the different variety of people, different mindsets, different surroundings, and so many other new things are happening to him. So the food habits will change, and his interaction with the friends and peers will change, his interaction with the teachers will change, and his interaction with so many other people, like the one who carries them back and forth to the school, the taxi person, or the interaction with the world actually begins at school for the child. So that is the first occasion for the child to see the world in its wider dimension. In that perspective, school is very, very useful. And as the mind matures, the child which was habituated to living in the house
Right.
now has a different kind of analysis, conception, perception, which is really wider. Because
Yeah.
now it sees so many people, so many things, and the learning also makes him really, it's a fascinating journey in the school because every day he learns something new and that with that enthusiasm he returns home, shows it to his parents, he displays his talent. There, apart from the regular education, some cultural activities also will be there, sports will be there, which are really interesting to the student. The cultural aspects like music, or some weaving or any other thing, really at that age would instill a urge to develop all these talents in a very subtle and finer way. So that's the wonderful occasion platform which the school provides for the students to develop into a full-fledged individual because man has got infinite dimensions and school alone can unlock most of them. So that is the wonderful place of school in the evolutionary concept of every individual nation.
Right. Also, Mr. Sharma, you've cited like really very crucial points regarding online education. So, keeping all of this in mind, what do you think is the future of the education sector right now?
Yeah, I believe that for quite some time to come, the online education would play its part. There is no doubt about it because the lockdown seems to be, I mean, though it is eased, still the scabs are quite open and there is a chance of lockdown happening
Right.
all the more.
Right.
So with these things around, there will be a necessity to continue the education online for the higher grades because they need to continue with the knowledge. Otherwise, they will lose the valuable academic year. So the online education would supplement the natural academic year and once all these things normalizes, then naturally the regular system of education might open anywhere around the end of this year, I believe, Hanisha.
Right, Mr. Sharma. I would like to ask you one last question before we end the call. Is
Yes.
the education system in India is getting more theoretical than it already is?
Yes. Yeah, I think so because basically we are very good theorists. Indians are basically very good theorists. We
Yeah.
are good at the application of our mind and intellect more than the body. in the Western countries, as you see, the IB education and other things, they give more importance to the physical activities.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. But here in India, we don't give much importance to the physical extracurricular activities. We always try focus our, I mean, we give our main focus on the mental maturity, mental development, and mental growth of the child. So it is
Right.
all the more inner development, subtle development which we focus upon. That's why we are more theoretical. And India now, even in the case of IITs and other higher engineering institutions also, people have recognized this particular lacunae and they are trying to bridge the gap by introducing a kind of theoretical and practical sessions for the engineering students, and the same might well creep into the students also, like even in schools also it might be taken up, because it has its own importance where the student physically handles everything which he mentally hears upon or contemplates upon. So that has a different experience, and both needs to be balanced, because as we are theoretical as such, so we need that extra bit of practical training also to make our students really integrated and perfect in themselves.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, Hanisha.
Yeah.